Hello and welcome back to ERU, where we round up the biggest talking points and results from around the continent. Joining me for his first appearance for a while on this show is Sam and Dougie. How are you, mate?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm buzzing off of the win yesterday.
Yes,
as
what a
you
win.
can tell with my smile, it was a big win. But yeah, let's get straight into it, man.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm kind of sorry. Should have asked you how you're doing.
Oh yeah, no, I'm good, thanks, man. I also enjoyed Chelsea's victory over Man United. Didn't see that coming whatsoever, but United pretty limp, etc. But if you want to hear all the review of that, head over to Winners and Losers, because we are focusing on Europe, and we're kicking off with AC Milan at the suggestion of Joe D. Shepherdobber.
Yes. The Rossoneri closed in on the Europa League places with a convincing win against Bologna, 5-1 to put them level on points with 6th place Napoli and just 2 points behind Roma. It was a dominant performance. They had most of the ball with 53% possession, taking 23 shots, 16 of which were inside of the penalty box, with 13 on target. And I must say, I just watched the highlights and they were literally all over the place. They had an XG of 3.14 to Bologna's 0.53. It's no wonder the scoreline was so big. Alexis Salamaca opened the scoring after the 10-minute mark as the 21-year-old became the second Belgian to score for Milan in Serie A. Kolonoglu and Benacer netted before Rebic continued his great form since the restart. His goal in the 57th minute made that his 11th of the season. He's only played 1,200 minutes this campaign too. Only Haaland and Lewandowski have scored more non-penalty goals than the Croatian in Europe's top 5 leagues. Not just a pure scorer either, he has led with 6 key passes during the game, obviously a match high, despite only 17 passes during the 90 minutes, 61% success.
Wow, goodness, that's a lot of efficiency with not very many passes. Well done to Rebic, and he did look sharp down that left wing, playing in Theo Hernandez. Oh, then crossed for Salamakers for that opener as well. But it continues Milan's great form since the restart. Since the restart, they are unbeaten in all competitions, winning 6 of their 8 league matches thus far. They've also scored the most goals in the league upon Serie A's return with 25. And considering that Atalanta have been absolutely incredible going forward, that really is quite some record. And apparently, the fact that they're playing this well under Silvio Pioli has been deemed so impressive that the Elliott Group are reconsidering their options with Ralf Rangnick, with reports from Corriere della Sera claiming that Pioli may stay on as head coach next year, with Rangnick just coming in as technical director, which would be quite a U-turn from a couple of weeks ago. But fair play to him. He really has got this AC Milan team playing a hell of a lot better than they were a few months ago under Gianpaolo, and not just so reliant on Zlatan as well. There's options from all over the park. Kessier's come into form, Benacer as well. Theo Hernandez continues to just charge up and down that left-hand flank. And Salamakers as well, only joined in January, but has popped up with some useful contributions from right wing back as well. The next 2 fixtures though will really test Pioli's mettle. An away tie against 8th place Sassuolo, who have lost just once since the restart and drew 3-3 with Juventus last week, and then a game against Atalanta just 3 days later, who like Milan are also unbeaten since Serie A resumed and are looking forward to that tie against PSG in the Champions League. So really promising signs for Milan. Everything seems to be falling into place for them at the moment, and you really wouldn't bet against them finishing above Roma and Napoli if they continue this form. So well done to AC Milan, you're our winners for this week, and let's head over to our losers.
Before we move on to losers, here's a reminder to subscribe to EFD and press the notification bell to never miss a video. And here's a message from Pat to let you all know about our new podcast channel.
Hello, it's Patrick Van Straten, just letting you know about our new podcast channel, Football Daily Podcasts. From now on, the Extra Time podcast will be going live over on that channel every week, and it will not be alone. We'll be premiering a European football podcast very soon, headed up by our very own Dougie Critchley. So head over to Football Daily Podcasts if you want to check out the podcast in video form. And of course, you can still get it as an audio download on your favourite podcast app. We hope to see you there. Bye.
And our losers for this week is Leganes, and that was sent in from @NMacBryce.
Yeah, disappointing, because despite a 5th game without defeat, Leganes' La Liga relegation was confirmed yesterday following a 2-2 draw with newly crowned champions Real Madrid. So they finished 18th with 36 points, and it actually turns out that a win would have done the job. Celta Vigo drew 0-0 with Espanyol, finishing just a point ahead of Lega. And really disappointed because they did have some good chances towards the end of the game as well. Areola made some good saves, stepping in for Courtois, who was rested. And it was a good comeback because Madrid actually opened the scoring with Sergio Ramos scoring his 13th goal of the season, completely unmarked from an Isco free kick, a career high, and he needs just 3 more goals for a century of goals for Los Blancos. For a centre-back, that is quite ridiculous. Well done, Sergio. What a season. Brian Gil equalised on the stroke of half-time. Player on loan from Sevilla before Asensio restored Madrid's lead just after the restart. Roger Asale, who played very well in a little cameo, made it 2-2 on 78-minute mark as well, before the home side appealed for a penalty for a Jovic handball, but neither the ref nor VAR awarded one. And it was one of those where you've seen them given, particularly in recent weeks in Serie A. There's been some really tight handball calls. Darun in particular, I remember that game against Atalanta and Juventus, quite controversially. It was one of those. So it could well have gone their way. And you wonder how they would have fared if they'd kept hold of Martin Braithwaite as well. The Dane played just 403 minutes of football following his controversial move to Barcelona in February. Of course, went there, looked very good in his opening few games, came on, was pretty much a starter, and he's been on the bench in recent games as well. And it's especially difficult for Leganes because Celta Vigo, who survived at their expense, as we said, were able to sign Nolito in June after his contract expired at Sevilla, after their goalkeeper Sergio Alvarez got injured. So there's a rule in Spain that if your goalkeeper gets injured, you can sign a new player. But rather than use that to bring in another keeper, Celta Vigo just go and sign their former player Nolito, and he ended up with 2 goals and 1 assist in 8 appearances for Celta Vigo. So doesn't feel completely fair in the La Liga rules that you're allowed to do that, and Leganes can rightly feel pretty aggrieved. But Oba, what went down in the game itself?
Yeah, Leganes surprisingly outshot Madrid 15 shots to 7, but XG only just had it in their favour with 1.2 to 1.1, even though Madrid had effectively 2/3 of the possession. Isco was unsurprisingly the man of the match with 85 passes, 90% pass accuracy, 3 dribbles, 1 tackle, 1 interception, 3 key passes and 2 assists. It was not like Los Blancos really cared. The league title was confirmed last week after their 12 wins from their last 30 matches, finishing 5 points ahead of an upset Barcelona and Lionel Messi. That's Madrid's first title in 3 years and only their 3rd since 2009. And it's got some people speculating, dudes, I can't lie. Is Barcelona's dominance over? What do you reckon?
I mean, they definitely deserve this title. They definitely haven't been at their most exciting going forward this year. They've been heavily reliant on Karim Benzema and Sergio Ramos really providing the goals, but it's been a real team effort. I think I saw the other day that 21 of their squad have scored in La Liga. Zidane has really cleverly used his resources after the break, and they've clearly been the better side. Courtois has been immense in goal. Casemiro as well deserves a shout out. Rodrigo and Vinicius have developed really nicely, and you think with their young players coming through and their young players out on loan like Kubo and Odegaard, they're pretty well set to dominate for a good few years to come. And they've cleverly used Luka Modric. He's sort of aging out gradually, and they've sort of eased that transition quite effectively this year. And Ramos and Varane, Courtois at the back. Ferland Mendy's made a massive difference at left back. So it really does look pretty promising for Real Madrid. And I think, people won't be overly surprised if they manage to overturn that 2-1 deficit to Man City in the Champions League as well, because I can comfortably see Real Madrid winning 2-0 and going through. What do you reckon on that, Oba? Do you think that they've got a chance against City? Showing a bit of weakness, City, aren't they?
Yeah, City aren't looking strong, and Zidane just seems like he is the man with the plan. Like, he's literally won 11 trophies as manager of the club and has managed only 210 games, meaning he wins a trophy every 19 games. He seems like he's just the man with the plan, and also seems like the club is backing him. The players are kind of buying into the philosophy as well. So it might be a bit too soon, but we're going to ask you anyway. Who do you think will win the Liga next season? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll move on to our next section.
So I know that for the last couple of weeks we haven't done Star of the Week, but with so much transfer gossip now flying around, we wanted to do a little transfer update. But Oba, if we had done Star of the Week, who probably would have got it?
Riqui Puig. He was dominant and played very well in Barcelona's battering of Alaves when they won 5-0. But as you said, instead of talking about a Star of the Week, there's been some transfer news that has been that's been quite exciting for Liverpool fans, let's say. Bild are reporting that Jurgen Klopp has given the green light for Liverpool to move for Bayern's Thiago. The two clubs have now to agree a fee. Thiago has a contract up until 2021, but Bayern obviously don't want him to run down his contract where they have to sell him for free next season. So they're supposedly holding out for 40 million euros, but Liverpool value him at close to 25 million euros. Supposedly, club CEO Karl-Heinz Rummenigge isn't best pleased. He stated that the club met all the 29-year-old's demands, but he abruptly pulled out of the deal. So I don't know. I'm excited about this. What about you, dude?
Yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing about the potential of Thiago being in the Prem. I think he's been one of the most underrated players in Europe for quite some time. But yeah, apparently Bayern really aren't happy with him at all. They met all his contract demands, as you say, and supposedly, according to Christian Falk on a podcast I listened to last week, Thiago didn't act very gentlemanly whatsoever. So Bayern are resigned to losing him. It's just whether Liverpool stamp up the required fee. But as we say, it is pretty exciting. So the 37-cap Spain international is a proven performer. He won 12 trophies, including 7 league titles across his 7-year spell in Bavaria, following his €25 million move from Barcelona in July 2013. What a bargain that turned out to be, particularly when he's on the pitch though, because he does have a reputation for being pretty injury prone. So he missed 128 games across his time in Germany. But the good news for Liverpool fans is 64% of those games missed came in his first 2 seasons, and he's been fit enough to play at least 40 games in all competitions in 3 of the last 4 completed seasons. So the fitness is definitely there at points, and when he is on the pitch, he makes such a difference. So this year, he's averaged 4.6 tackles and interceptions per 90, and a side that dominate possession, that's quite incredible. 1 key pass, 3.6 dribbles per 90. That's sort of just below sort of Wilf Zaha in the Premier League. 75 passes a game, 91% pass accuracy. Really controls the ball well. Can be used across a midfield 3, can be used as a holding player, can be used as a number 10. I think he really would add a lot to this Liverpool midfield. And at 29, it's, you know, if they get his contract right and he's not paying too much, because in 3 years he won't really have a sell-on value, but for 25 million euros, if the contract's not extortionate, I think this is a great pickup from Liverpool. Although some Liverpool fans will be like, why didn't we just pay 50 and get Timo Werner? Probably more needed in terms of adding depth to that front line than adding a bit of star quality to midfield. But Oba, you saw firsthand Thiago's abilities in that 3-0 battering over Chelsea. I'm sorry I had to bring it up, but what do you make about this move?
No, it genuinely makes sense. You can kind of see that that's an area that they've been lacking in Liverpool this season. They've got all the runners in the team, but they're lacking that quality on the ball. Van Adem's getting older as well. Keita is getting into the game, but you can never have enough experience. A player like Thiago that's won everything at international and club level, there's not much more you can ask for as a centre midfielder. And if he does stay fit, he will add a lot to that squad. So I think if Liverpool really want to challenge for the Premier League again and want to be in the last few in the Champions League again next season, then they're going to have to stump up the money, because as you said, Chelsea have got Werner, we've got Ziyech coming in, we're looking to get Kai Havertz, we've got a few other players that I can mention, and you can probably tell I'm quite excited.
Yeah, you're buzzing.
But yeah, if Liverpool want to be up there again next season, I think that will be a quality signing for them.
Yeah, for sure. We keep on hearing about Man City's 200 million plus war chest as well. It's going to be an absolutely fascinating summer. And you imagine that if United secure 4th place, they'll go hard for Sancho as well. So after all those fears about whether the clubs will spend big in a coronavirus pandemic, actually it looks like it could be an absolutely fascinating summer. But Liverpool fans, we want to hear from you. How excited are you about the potential signing of Thiago? Get your thoughts in the comments down below. And who would drop out of your current midfield 3 to make space for him as well? Probably Gini Wijnaldum, and then Henderson, Thiago, Fabinho. What a midfield 3. That'd be awesome. But guys, that's all we've got time for on ERU for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know what you guys made of our thoughts in the comments section down below. And Oba, what should they go and do now?
They should go and check out winners and losers. The Mighty Blues are probably in the winners, or United are in the losers. So go check that out, and go check out the podcast channel. Make sure you subscribe. Doogie's featured on the last episode, I believe.
Yeah, I did last Wednesday, me and Pat.
Yeah, so make sure you go check that out. And yeah, apart from that, just subscribe to everything that we have.
Nice. Lovely work. See you later. Bye.